What's up guys, Woo here, back again with another Division 2 video. Welcome back. Today's build guys, this is something I've been using for a little while, but I wanted to share it with you because it's a very simple build to put together. It's not going to take you very much time at all, and I'm using the BTSU gloves for the Hive Stinger. And the reason being, I want to acquire as many charges as possible in the most efficient, quickest time possible. So what happens, that gives me more damage over time using the Hive Stinger. I could spec into status effects and get as much tick-tock crap status effects as possible, but guys, I thought what I'm going to do, I'm going to try something a little bit different. Let's go all in for skill damage, let's go all in for skill haste, and just to see how much power you can harness on this build, whereas you're getting your skills back quicker and you're dealing some nice damage because you're speccing primarily into skill damage and skill haste for the retention of skills. Absolutely smash out quickly and efficiently. Now, I've used this for a long time and I really enjoyed this build, and that's why I'm sharing it with you guys today, because it's very simple to put together. It's a fun build and you can use it in any content. You can use this in legendary missions. I have in the past and had so much fun with this. Status effects, there's so many ways you can garner them, you can put them together and really benefit you or your team. This build shreds in a team. It really elevates everyone else's build because you're just delivering so much status effects, so much skill damage, and the skill haste is fantastic at the point. And also you've got some nice little weapon damage as well. I'm using the Capacitor, you know that. This is a skill build, this is the only way to go. So guys, if you enjoy this build, you enjoy this video, you know what to do. Thumbs a doodle. It helps. Guys, trust me, it really helps. And if you're new to the channel, drop the woo bomb on the sub button, ding the bell to be notified when I upload my shizzle. Peeps, let's move this. The build. Guys, this is fun. It's just fun. You can roll whatever you want to roll. It's entirely up to you, but just check this out. And yeah, this is not the best build in the world, and if you're here for that, then you're in the wrong place. This is not that kind of channel. This is a fun build that is so powerful in legendaries, heroic content, group play, summit. You'll have fun with this build because it elevates teammates, it elevates you, and of course it gets them Hive Sting charges back very quickly. Survivalist, guys, is the way to go on this build. It truly is, because you want to ensure that your teammates are benefiting from that status effect tick. The good thing with this build is I'm not using the Vile Mask, and people say, use the Vile Mask, it's a status build, Woo, you're doing it wrong, you're a fool. I know you hear that quite often, yeah, but that's maybe true, but I'm using the BTSU gloves because I want the Hive Stinger charges back quickly, and so quickly. There is a second cooldown on this, 1 second. This is how good that they are. It is so powerful for any content, guys. It is that good. Yes, this may not be the best build in the world ever, but it is so much fun to put together and use. Any content, trust me, you won't look back. So guys, let's go for the build. It is 0 offensive, 0 defensive, and 6 utility little stats, 11 little Legos attributes, and 1 little blue, and we know what that is, armor regen. It has to be armor regen. Let's go for the build. So guys, as always, this is a 726k armor. I'm using Survivalist, and it's the only way to go to get 6 skill tiers. You see, guys, yes, skill haste, skill damage, and a skill haste utility mod. It is perfectly rolled. This is what you want. Is nice. Again, try rolling status effects, see what you think. I have done this before and I've had so much fun, but I've opted for something a little bit different, and that is skill damage and skill haste max. See, guys, with this, I'm using 2-piece Wyvern because I want that skill damage. Just, yeah, ticks a big box. You got to get it on there. And the status effects, which is nice because it just prolongs the little bit of tick, which means it'll benefit my team. Because when they're damaging, yes, status affected targets, they're getting the extra bit of damage because I'm utilizing, you've guessed it, Survivalist. Guys, the holster is WOOO Corporation, and not many people use this anymore because what they do, they use Empress International. And guys, yeah, we know it's fad, it's novelty, just like Christmas pair of socks. And they do work very nice. But I've gone a little bit old school and I'm using 3-piece WOOO. Why? Skill haste 10%, skill damage 10%, which goes such a long way on this build, and it's a little bit of weapon damage because I want to shoot something other than peanuts or marshmallows or, I don't know, cocktail sticks, whatever. I want to shoot and do some serious damage. I know, yeah, it's a skill build, you can't do that, woo, but given the capacitor and given a bit of extra weapon damage from Hana Yu, it's nice to have. So 3-piece Hana Yu goes a long way on this build. Then we have the knee pads. The knee pads, again, is 2-piece Wyvern, so status effects and skill damage, armor regeneration, and skill damage. You could go for even more skill haste. You could do that and be laughing all the way to the bank. That's entirely up to you. But I've just opted for a little bit of armor regen, so I get a little bit of health back, or sorry, should I say armor back. Again, gives me a little bit of survivability, just a little tinsy-wincy bit, but you could go for a little bit of skill haste if you want to, just to ensure you're getting some really nice Hive Stinger charges on this build. Let's take a look at the pair of gloves. They are the BTSU gloves. These are fantastic for Hive Stinger builds. They truly are. So it also works very nicely for the healing method of the Restorer Hive. Is also amazing to have because any healer build, BTSU gloves are just pretty much essential. If not, then guys, you know, there are some good alternatives, but the BTSU gloves are key. Now on this is damage builds. I'm foregoing a little bit of damage, in fact 10, maybe 20% damage, which, you know, it is what it is. But what I'm getting back in return is the talent. Just obviously check this out. Transference Overclock grants 15% skill haste per skill tier. That's for the Hive Restorer, the Hive Stinger. Detonating a Hive refreshes your skill cooldowns and grants overcharge for 15 seconds. So guys, that's overcharge. Overcharge for 15 seconds. If at skill tier 6, this effect also applies to all allies. So you're with me now, guys, you're with me. I just pop this every couple of minutes. What happens? I give my teammates an overcharge. Yeah, boy. Nice. Allies receiving this effect are unable to benefit from it again for 120 seconds. Every 2 minutes, you can put your team into overcharge, which is big fat booms. Guys, this is selfish? No, it's not selfish. It is a selfless build. This is what you want for your skill haste. This is amazing for builds like this, of just getting your skill haste down and getting your skills back quicker and boosting and elevating your teammates. Why wouldn't you? Selfless build this is. The backpack is the Hana Yu crash bag. It is the last piece of Hana Yu I am using, I believe. Is skill damage, skill haste, and of course skill haste. Talent Creeping Death. Woohoo! When you apply status effect, it is also applied to all enemies within 8 meters of your target, and the cooldown is 15 seconds. Creeping Death, wonderful skill build talent. This is perhaps one of my favourite talents for status effects. It is amazing. Simply very, very easy. Just make sure you pop one of the status effects. With this, I'm using the burn. Yes, the sticky bomb burn boobery. Yes, with that, as soon as I hit an NPC, any bad guys within 8 meters, what happens? They're going to be on fire also. That is brilliant. The cooldown is 15 seconds, and every 15 seconds, you can just share this love. It's that good. And the chest piece, and this is the creme de la creme, the icing and cherry on top of the cake. It is the flak jacking. Sorry, this is the last piece of Hana Yu. Sorry, I'm just having one of them days. Skill haste, skill damage, and skill haste. See, this is a god sausage roll piece. Trauma. Applies blind to an enemy hit in the head. The cooldown is 30 seconds. And applies bleed to an enemy hit in the chest. The cooldown is 30 seconds. It is amazing. Amazing. So the CC on this build is insane. You have bleed, you have blind, you have burn. It is that good. And I'm not even using Eclipse Protocol. Someone will say, use the Epic Gear set. Well, you're doing it wrong. I'm using something a little bit different. I'm stacking that skill damage, and I still have some nice status effects as well. And just to note, guys, just to note, trauma is not affected by your status effects. So if you go big bada boom on status effects, it's not going to heighten the trauma tick. It's not going to lengthen that one iota. It will not do that. It's just the standard time. That's it. Let's go through the weapons. The Capacitor, guys. This we know now. This is the best skill build weapon in the game. If you don't, it is. It truly is. So what's so good about the Capacitor is the talent, the capacitance. Shooting enemies builds stacks to a cap of 40. Each stack grants 1.5% skill damage. After 5 seconds, stacks decay 1 per second. So guys, yeah, that is 60% extra skill damage once you build them stacks. And it's very simple to build them stacks and very easy. For each skill tier gain, 7.5% weapon damage. And for this build, it is 45% extra weapon damage. The 5% from hand use, so that's an extra 50% weapon damage using the Capacitor. And that's why I'm using this setup. And it works like a treat. Crit chance, rounds, crit damage, and weapon handling. Your secondary is the Everlasting Gaze. Now, I use this occasionally for one reason only, and that is perfect perpetuation. Headshots grants 50% status effect damage and duration to the next status effect you apply. The cooldown is 16 seconds. Beautiful, guys, it truly is, and it works a dream. It really does. Again, occasionally switch to this. Pop an NPC in the head and then use your next status effect. You'll reap the rewards from that because you need extra damage and duration. Crit chance rounds, crit chance and critical hit damage are the mods you have equipped on your Everlasting Gaze. And guys, you know me by now. TDI card custom, don't use it. It's there for show. It has in sync if I need to, but there you have it. Let's look at the skills. The Sticky Bomb Burn, 14.3 seconds. 1.791781 million damage. It puts a shift in. It does. It puts a shift in. What you need to do is know when to pop it. Don't just shoot an NPC with it and leave it because it would just look kind of wilter. Make sure you are popping it when you need to pop it to get that explosive damage or that explosive boom that's going to go off on them NPCs, which is beautiful, and that's what you need it for. Mods, guys, skill haste and burn duration. Again, you want to keep them bad guys burning as long as possible. The Stinger Hive, a refill speed of 1.1 second. This could be a tad better if we replace armor regen on the knee pads for skill haste. Yeah, this will probably take a fraction off, get it to a second. It's beautiful, isn't it? 18 charges. We have 1.073157 million damage. This could be a little bit higher. And again, if you replace the gloves, the BTSU gloves, for another piece with skill damage on, more damage, kick-ass, boom. But you're not going to get, one, the overcharge your teammates, and two, yes guys, two, them ultra quick, bada boom, Hive Stinger charges back. So for me, guys, BTSU gloves are perfect for this build. They're just so good. 7.7 second bleed duration. That's not using any kind of status effects. Just the two-piece from Wyvernware, and it is brilliant. Damage, stinger charges, and health are the mods of choice. Now we go through the stats. Again, 20% crit chance, 75% crit damage, 75% headshot damage. And let's go through the rest. 60% all weapons damage bonus. 30% AR, 15% rifle, 15% LMG. Again, them talents, creeping death, trauma, transference, overclock. Brilliant, guys. That's a really nice, sexy combination of talents to have on the build. On regen, looking at 4925 isn't the greatest, but I'd rather a little bit of that. And again, just to get a fraction back of skill haste. So I went for the armor regen to keep me alive a little bit longer. And then we go for the skill haste, which is 115.4%, and it is pretty much overkill, but who gives a shit? We want this back. We want our skills back quickly. So screw it. Just go for it. Go all in skill haste, and you'll see how quickly you get back your skills. So you can shoot shit out of these nasty NPCs. But this is the build, guys. This works an absolute dream. I've been using this for ages. God's sake, ages. There you go. I'm here. That's it. I've been using this for ages. I'm having fun with this build. And I don't see many people use this. They stick to EP gear set because it's the best way to go. This is a fun way to go because you can do some nice damage. And you've got the BTSU gloves. You have creeping death. You have trauma. So you have status effects galore. And you have a really fun build that delivers in any content, guys. It may add any content. If You know what to do, Thumbs Doodle, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.